lightning fast review of the power rankings ahead of the season. I think based on when we did them and where we are now, the rankings don't look as good as they did. To be honest, I think some things have changed, but let's have a quick look through. At 12, we have Tower. Drake London Bridge is going down. You've got a QB who needed a clause in his contract to make him study. That's a bit of a worry. Your main receiver is tied to Marcus Mariota, who hasn't ever thrown more than 3,000 yards in a season. And your other receiver has now got Devontae Adams in town. This is all a bit of a concern, to be honest. Then Ezekiel Elliott lost Tyron Smith. His efficiency and yardage and everything just goes in the pan without him. Nick Chubb needs Jacoby Brissett to get up in games, so the game script favours him. I think overall, you've got Godwin on your bench, who should come good later on. You got Cordarrelle, who will probably be an absolute tank again and just get things done. And you got Pacheco, who might come good later on as well. But outside of that, it's a worrying roster. There are going to be weeks where you dominate, but I think it's a concern. You probably do deserve to be quite low down. Then next up we have Ferg. I think you've been done a little bit dirty, to be honest. Kirk Cousins, he's just a guy at QB, but receivers wise, Deontay Johnson relied on volume last year. We'll see how that converts going into this year with a new QB. Jalen Waddle developed a connection last year with Tua. I think he will be good this year again. And Darnell Mooney again, he was looking good at the end of last year. Your running backs are surprisingly strong. You've got Javonte Williams and Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds is looking good in Miami. Just follow the money on that one. And Javonte Williams, as soon as they realise Melvin Gordon's shit, he's going to be fantastic this year. On the bench, you've got a lot of good players. It's a shame that your number one pick is starting on your bench, to be honest, but he will get stronger and stronger as the season goes on. And AJ Dillon as well, he'll be good trade bait to possibly improve your receiver situation later on in the year. I think this roster is probably better than its ranking presents. My roster is perfect and amazing. We don't need to go too much into this. Nah, I'm kidding. We've got Mike Evans, who should be okay, and Michael Pittman poised for a breakout. You got a decent QB in Patrick Mahomes. Running backs is classic Carney situation. You've got Rashad Penny, who is probably going to get injured and never play again, and Antonio Gibson, who had to shoot his backup in the ass, also shoot the starter in the ass so he could get his job back. Then on the bench, there's only really Ramondre who might come good there. So yeah, this is a shit show, to be honest. I should have been ranked last. What you're doing. Next up, we have Tanky. McCaffrey's already on the injury report. I think his leg's getting chopped off for sepsis or something from a cut on his shin. So yeah, classic Christian McCaffrey start to the season. He's going to play one game in week 7, score 30 points, and never be seen again. But there you go. Jalen Hurts though is a great QB, and then Gabe Davis and Cortland Sutton have been off-season darlings. They'll be good this year, especially Cortland Sutton in Denver. I think with Russell Wilson, that there's a lot of good news coming out of there. Juju, he shouldn't really be starting for you. There's something wrong with his knee. I don't think he's going to be that good. And then your running back too is a bit of concern. Like Travis Etienne hasn't ever done it in the NFL, so we'll yet to see it. And your only other option really is Clyde. Clyde is bad. So yeah, I think we all probably priced in the Christian McCaffrey injury into your ranking is where I think I come out on that. Next up, we have Ricey. Now, Matthew Stafford, it turns out he had off-season surgery, so I'd probably put him at a QB2 this year. He's not going to throw as much. And then, yeah, I think when you want to look at this receiver room, you've got Carson Wentz, you've got Jacoby Brissett, and you've got Joe Flacco. Those are the QBs for your starting receivers. It just does not inspire confidence at all. There's not really much to come out from the bench either. And then your running backs, DeAndre Swift gets a lot of hype. He was drafted overall first round in redraft leagues. Same with Aaron Jones. He was like high second rounder, but they're both supposed to be RB1s this year. I think DeAndre Swift is a bit of an injury concern. At the end of the day, he is still a Detroit running back. And Aaron Jones, there's going to be a lot more play for AJ Dillon. So I think you've got some concerns there. I think overall, I possibly need to, in hindsight, we would possibly rank that lower. Next up, we've got Keenos. I think just as the off season has gone on, this has got worse and worse.
So Tom Brady, he's 45. He's fighting with his missus about playing again. You've got Jamar Chase is still going to be amazing. He's going to be, yeah, no concerns there with that. DJ Moore, I don't know if Baker Mayfield's an upgrade. I couldn't tell you on that, but I'm not confident at all. He doesn't score touchdowns, so catching a lot of passes is not really good for us. It doesn't really make a difference. He needs to get yardage and touchdowns. And then yeah, Lenny was a great second running back to have until all the O linemen in Tampa Bay died. So he's going to be a bit of a struggle now. Saquon looks like he should be good, but man, the Giants are just such a shit show. Like I wouldn't put it past him getting injured again. And then your bench choices, like J.K. Dobbins, just fell off a cliff, man. His injuries are just piling up and up, and yeah, I think I think you'll be making a lot of moves in this season to try and stay relevant. I think your ranking's probably about right though, mid-table. Then the benchies, so took the best QB available, Josh Allen, fantastic player. Then receivers wise, I kind of worry for you receivers wise. Marquise Brown and Devontae Adams changing team. When wide receivers change teams, they tend to do worse. So yeah, and your QBs have well, I mean Marquise maybe is about the same, but Devontae Adams QB got worse, so that's a concern. And then Devontae Smith as well, like your third wide receiver. AJ Brown's in town, and Jalen Hurts doesn't throw loads of yards, so that's a worry. Then you've also got the New Orleans stack, so Kamara and Michael Thomas both can't score at the same time. So even if Michael Thomas is good to go, which I doubt, you can't really put, it kind of caps your upside if you play them both. Alvin Kamara though looks like he's avoided the suspension, and James Conner should score a lot of touchdowns. And then bench-wise, you've got a lot of good pieces that I like. I like MVS. I like Kareem Hunt. I do like Michael Thomas, even if it's a trade piece. And so yeah, I think Ross is fine. I think high mid-table is good for you. 3 minute vets. I don't know how he ranks you this high, to be honest. Russell Wilson in Denver, like he's getting a lot of hype in the off season. I like what he's going to do with Cortland Sutton, but there's a reason why there's a reason why Seattle went back to running the ball last year, and it was because Russell started struggling in the pass game. So yeah, I think that might happen down the stretch, and then yeah, that means Jerry Jeudy goes down as well if Russell Wilson starts to struggle, and Jerry Jeudy's just not done it at the NFL level yet. CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver one in Dallas now, but Dak is going to struggle without Tyron Smith. There's a lot of stats out there about that, which means CeeDee Lamb's production is also going to go down. And he's also the number one wide receiver, and there's not much around him. So I think that's a concern. Brandon Cooks though, lots of catches in Houston. That's okay. Monty is on a very short leash in Chicago, and I don't know. If you get the end of season Monty, cool, but I think it'll be a lot more of a split with Herbert than you expect. Dalvin Cook is the scariest motherfucker to have on your team. He's going to go down and then come in and then score a 40-yard touchdown and then go down again. I don't envy you. He's going to give you heart attacks every Sunday. Enjoy that. I think he's going to start slowing down this year anyway. He's getting quite up there in age. Then Mark Andrews, yeah, he's going to compete for tight end one. He's one of the only two tight ends I want to talk about, to be honest. Bench-wise, you've got a cute couple of pieces that might come good, but a couple of pieces that are a bit pointless, like Kenny G, to be honest. But anyway, yeah, I think we probably ranked you a bit high. Like, you need to be down in the soup with the rest of us. Next up, we've got the Wrecking Balls. I think you've probably been done over a bit here. I think you should probably be third or even second place. You've got a very strong roster in terms of your starters anyway. Justin Herbert going to be competing for QB1. Your receivers are all top notch. Justin Jefferson probably going to be wide receiver 1 this year. Keenan Allen is just, that's a lovely stack to have with Justin Herbert. There's a lot of points on offer there. And then Allen Robinson's been a great sleeper this year. He's potentially going to get the OBJ role and the Robert Woods role from Matt Stafford, so a lot of catches available there for him. And then, yeah, your running backs, Derrick Henry is a bit of a cheat code. I mean, great first matchup. He's going to kick the Giants all over, get a lot of confidence back coming off his injuries last year. Cam Akers, if his Achilles is good to go and he starts off strong, great. Even if it isn't, he's going to get stronger as the season goes on and look better and better. But I worry you probably got marked down a bit because of your bench. Like, I mean, if Cam Akers isn't good to go, or if he gets injured again, you are fucked. Like, you don't have a backup running back Devin Singletary isn't going to get it done, and Tyler Algier and Zamir White are second half of the season plays. So, yeah, if you think you got a chance, which I think you do with this roster, and Cam Akers goes down or is shit, pull the trigger. Pull the trigger and, you know, make a play and get a good running back in there and make a run at a title, man. Next up, you got Champ. I don't want to doubt the guy, but I mean, you're starting Mike Davis week 1. That's a worrying place to be. But outside of that, you've got the only other tight end worth talking about, Travis Kelce. He's going to be elite. Eli Mitchell, I worry about him as well because he's got like, all I've heard in the offseason is about the people behind him. I haven't heard anything about Eli Mitchell, so it's a classic San Fran thing to do, would just be have this Jordan Mason kid come out of nowhere and just be the guy. Wide receivers, yes, they're very strong, Hill, Higgins, and Cup, but Hill changed teams. His production is going to go down a long way, and T. Higgins has been injured a lot of the offseason. Cooper Cup, though, is amazing. I think, he's going to be spot on. Dak Prescott, O-line in front of him is an issue. Bench-wise, though, you've got a lot of good things here that you can trade later on. Damian Pierce is going to probably be a starter for you by like week 3, week 4. And then, Damian Harris, he's always, good to slip in for a touchdown, and you've got good depth piece there. So, yeah, I like this roster. But I'd probably put Adam ahead of you, to be honest, mainly because of Derek. But that's just me. Numbnuts. Heady Heights, man, Heady Heights. It took you 8 years to turn this roster around and make it not a piece of shit. But here you are, competing for a title against the big boys. I hope you don't bottle it, you bottle job, but there we go. Lamar Jackson, if he doesn't hold out, will be competing for wide receiver 1. Not wide receiver 1, QB1. Wide receiver 1, Diggs, he'll be competing for that. DK Metcalf, he only needs 1 catch to make you weak. And yeah, it's Geno Smith, but like I say, 1 bomb and he'll score a touchdown and he's fine. Anything more than that, great. But yeah, it's a bit of a swingy play, but I like him in your roster there. Treylon Burks, probably wouldn't start him straight away. I'd probably put in someone like Jarvis Landry. Try and go for the floor play of getting some catches at least. And then, them running backs, man, they're both going to be running back 1s this year. Austin Eckler, lots and lots of volume. The rookies they've drafted behind him are shit, so yeah, he's going to get a lot of play. Najee might get a bit less volume than last year, but that's probably good for the long run because it just means he's going to last longer. So yeah, overall, great work eventually turning around this piece of shit roster. I hope you finally get it done this year. I hope you're relevant again. Then our predicted number 1 winner, we have Dave. And yeah, it'd be embarrassing if you took this roster and managed to not win it all, mate. That's all I'm going to say. Joe Burrow, you better hope you get end of season Joe Burrow and not start of season Joe Burrow, because start of season Joe Burrow was shite. So yeah, hopefully you get end of season Joe Burrow. I don't think you will. I think you're going to be emotionally attached as well and leave him in all year and fuck yourself over that way. Then wide receivers wise, you've got Debo, Mike, and AJ. Debo is now tied to Trey Lance. Trey Lance is not very good. So yeah, that's and he doesn't want to run the ball either anymore, which is where a lot of his points came from last year. So yeah, Debo's on the downhill. Mike Williams, he's going to break his back falling from all those high jumps that he makes. And then AJ Brown, like, new team, his production is going to go down, and his production wasn't very good anyway. He's already had surgery on both his knees, so yeah, just worrying place to be. He's also tied to Hurts, who doesn't throw touchdowns, so yeah, worrying place to be. Jonathan Taylor and Joe Mixon, though, are both elite. Jonathan Taylor, like, if McCaffrey is injured all year, which he already is, he should be number 1 running back, potentially competing with Derek. And then Joe Mixon as well. Like, Bill Belichick says this guy is the best running back in the league, so that's good enough for me. But again, it's kind of like Adam. Like, if he goes down, your bench is just not that great, to be honest. Like, Miles Sanders is he really going to get it done for you? D-Hop, even when he comes back, like in week 8, your season might be over by that point. And then it's just injuries. You just better hope they don't happen. And you need a better tight end as well. Like, tight end is probably going to let you down. So yeah, I think while you are ranked number 1, I think you're definitely beatable looking at this roster now. People don't get scared of this, like Jonathan Taylor pick. We put like Tank down in nearly last, and he's got CMC, who's supposedly better. So yeah. But anyway, as a review of the rankings, good luck in week 1, everyone. By which I, of course, mean not good luck. Fuck you all. I'm going to win. And I'll see you in the playoffs.